Welcome to this Padel. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite competitions, the Hexagon Cup. Today we have Astrid Thams, Managing Director, which is a very important role. And they've created a special kind of event. It's not just a competition. It's not just an eSports event. It's much more than that. You know, that there are teams, there are stars, there are celebrities. We're going to talk with Astrid about all of that. So welcome to Miami, Astrid.
Thank you, Rosa. Very happy to be here.
How are you feeling in Miami these days?
Loving it.
Yeah, you've been in RacquetX and also in the P1, right?
Exactly. And very happy. I arrived Wednesday and it's always a pleasure to be in Miami.
I love it. We are happy to have you. So what's Hexagon Cup? For those that they don't really know it yet, they have the chance to know it now.
Yeah. So Hexagon Cup is the biggest team competition, pro team competition of Padel. It's a 5-day tournament that started 2 years ago. We just had in Madrid the second edition. And so the format is that we sell teams as in franchises and we have celebrity owners. So the idea is to grow and to get more awareness of the paddle sport through all these celebrity owners that we have. So currently we have 8 teams with owners like Eva Longoria, El Kun Agüero and Messi, Andy Murray, Rafa Nadal, Pierre Gasly. So we touch football, we touch entertainment, Formula One, other sports. So the way it works is that the team owners have a draft where all the the best players of the world participate in this draft. This year we had 80% of all the top 20 male and 100% of the top 20 women. And then we have the next generation, the next gen, which were women this year as well, which is under 18 who participate there. And then the celebrity owners start picking their players, and it's fun to watch. Exactly, it's like a American draft kind of thing that you don't have in Europe so much. And it's fun. It's very fun to see because you don't have the same player teams that you would see in the other competitions. Yes. So it's a top level of paddle. But played a little bit like Labour Cup. And then we mix. It was 5 days in Madrid. We had over 31,000 people attending, and we have a high standard hospitality, a little bit taking the look and feel of tennis or Formula One.
A lot of people were talking about that. Right? The place to be in Madrid those days.
And then as well, for us it's very important this sport and entertainment, what they call sportainment now. So we have parties, we have DJs, we have a big fan zone, a village. So a little bit for everyone. Yeah,
and I think that's key also for people because the timing is, I would say, right at that moment of the year when everybody is willing to have paddle again. So for me, for example, the village had a lot of activations.
Yes.
And I think that's when you say it's for the fans, I think once you are there, you feel it, that is for the fans. They can be close to the players. They can try the new rackets that are coming for that season, grab a bite of different food trucks that are very typical from Madrid. How do you build all that?
Yes, well, it's thanks to our sponsors and our partners. We were lucky enough this year with the second edition. Most of our sponsors came with us as well. So we had this year as Racket, we had Adidas, we had Schlesinger, we had Babolat from the sporting industry. But then as well, it was interesting to see that Alpine, our car partner this year, was our title sponsor. So you see that the brands are really engaging with us and liking it. So we had Mao, Aspire, and all our other brands. So it's between them and then all the booths that we sell with our media partners like Marca, for example, or with other sporting brands. We make it happen so that, as you were saying, our motto is for the fans, for the players, for the game, so that there's a little bit for everyone there.
Yeah, and I'm from Madrid, so I'm very happy when I go because I feel at home. I love paddle, and to me it's like paddle town for a few days, right? But for those that don't know what it is, how are they gonna feel when they go there? Because it could be even a little bit overwhelming if you don't know where you're going. It's all things paddle all day, not just the matches. If someone buys a ticket and goes there, what kind of experience they can expect once they get into the Hexagon Cup?
Well, as you said, Madrid is definitely one of the capitals of Padel, because we have as well the Premier tournament within June, and we are end of January. And it's true that you breathe Padel everywhere there. So it's true that you arrive, you will have both the feeling of being with other Padel fans. You have families there. You have as well more the teenager kind of vibe, doing all the things. Then we had our Padel, like Teddy Padel, doing the little courses for kids at academies, and then yes, as I said, after Padel you can find as well our parties that we had this year, for example, with a Bresh party, Bresh, how they say it, from Mao, with DJs, or a Seagram's party. So that as well is part of it, but definitely for us the key is to show the best level of paddle possible, which is at the end what people like to say and to see. And I always think it's amazing when you sit there, and potentially, like we had this 31,000 people sitting, but like I'm sure potentially 90% of the people who are there have played paddle at some point. So that's a very amazing feeling to see. I think if you go to tennis or to football, people love it. Of course, it's but knowing that most of the people, it's such an easy entry sport, no? And you have 40% of the people who play is a woman. That you have it from all the age groups on. So it's this ambience of knowing that what you're seeing is something that you do as well. I think that's amazing, no? When you sit in a tournament.
And also, let's say there's no like official points there, but everybody wants to win. I remember like the last day with the crew team and the other ones, and if they got there or not, like there's very high competition. They all want to win.
Yeah. Well, we had the highest prize money, but I think it's not just that. It's really you see that the paddle, like the players are enjoying it a lot as well, and the fact that you have this team spirit, as you're saying, and you put a good example with actually the winners, which was Crew, which was one of the new teams with Gabriel from Tactica Investment, and they had El Kun Agüero, they're live streaming it. And then the way it works is that you have the bench, and you have the male team, the woman team, and the next generation team, and whoever plays is playing, but the rest of the team is sitting there with the male coach and the female coach is cheering. And it's, for us, it's very important, because it's a little bit why Hexagon was born. At the end, like our target has been, we want to grow the sport internationally. We want to make it Olympic, and the way we see it, and our founders, who are as well the founders of Formula E, Extreme E, is to say through the celebrity owners, you're going to get much more reach. So they are our marketing drive. We have all their millions of followers, and that then can be engaging. And for a sport that still don't have players from every country, we've chosen these team owners specifically from different countries to make sure that they're going to help us invest and grow the sport there. So one of them was this year 10 Padel, which was Pierre Gasly's team. And there they had Alpine as well as naming partner, and we saw a huge increase in our broadcast numbers in France, having them. But you can see the same. We have Lewandowski want to invest and grow in Germany paddle. So it makes an impact, and then you see that fans are starting to identify themselves with the team. So you hear them cheer for a specific, not just the players but as well the teams, and I think it's a little bit this kind of Labour Cup cheering thing that is interesting to have.
I love Bella team, I have to say.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how the Bella team from Puerto Rico has lots of followers.
Yes, I think so, and they put a lot of effort also in the content, in their own content. So I feel like there's the Hexagon Cup, perfect. Then the teams, and you can see more teams that they are more like sports oriented. Some are more show oriented. And they do their own thing, so each one has their own like brand and personality.
Exactly.
And makes a lot of sense when you pick which team you want to support. We all support the show for sure.
Yes.
But it's also like a belonging feeling that is being built as a, let's say, soccer club or something like that.
I agree. 100%. That's one of our main investments or targets of the competition is as well to grow the broadcast, because it's this ecosystem, no? That you need to have big tournaments with the best players to make sure that people want to see it on broadcast, and that brings money in, which goes for sponsors. So it's all this ecosystem, and we've always thought that through big tournaments, it's where you can increase this money and entering in the paddle ecosystem. So again, here we managed to grow from the first edition to the second our broadcast number to reaching this year over 4.6 million global viewers, which for a second edition of a competition is very great, and having over 2 million viewers, for example, on our own YouTube channel. So very happy about that. But as you were saying, if you see the numbers that we had in viewership in Puerto Rico, thanks to the Bella team, were amazing. Here in the US, we had an agreement with ESPN, for example, and as well having both Eva Longoria's team and crew with Messi and Agüero. We've seen here as well very, very good numbers in the US this year.
It's super important. So what are you doing here in Miami during this week? Why the Hexagon Cup is visiting? Of course, Miami is the party town. But
no, it's true that I think RacquetX is doing an amazing job. And last year we did not come, and this year everyone was saying, you need to be at RacquetX, and I agree. So here we are. And of course our partners from Premier and from FIP were here as well, and we're like, let's it's always good. The moment Padel is, I think everyone needs to collaborate. So if you have currently it's a hot hub as it's this week, I think all the players need to be here and jointly help. For example, Padel in the US, now it's starting to grow, but you have pickleball, you have tennis, you have squash. Like it's you cannot compare it to the situation you have in other European countries potentially. So of course, it's a very interesting market. We had lots of very interesting conversations here. And under the Hexagon Cup, I explained you, it's the big tournament, but under Hexagon, we have as well other business silos. So we have the Hexagon Cup that currently is once a year in Madrid, with plans of having additional editions from next year onwards. But then we have as well another silo, which is the Amateur League. So we just acquired the second biggest team-based amateur league from Spain, together with Playtomic.
Okay, good. And which is that? Which team is?
It's called LAPI, the league. So team-based, because our idea is to say we want to call it Road to Hexagon, and have this aspirational things of saying everyone. It's going to be different teams. We want to roll it out worldwide. We're starting now in the UK and South Africa, doing trials before summer. Wow. Definitely with the aim of coming to the US as well. Not yet, but the sooner the better. So that will be the idea, is that these amateur leagues end in our Hexagon Cup later in Madrid, and it's a little bit that we tap into this the amateur, which at the end it's when we say it's the biggest growing sport, Padel, it's due to us the players.
Yes, aspiring players.
The amateur players. So
to me, part of the beauty of Padel is that you can create an atmosphere that makes you feel like a pro. Even if you are just a 2.5 in Playtomic, as is my case, if I took in my 3, you can feel you're performing better and you're feeling like the real people that make a living of this. And that's one of the things that keeps you engaged, right? So I think that kind of competition and improving and being part of a circuit is going to have people even more engaged.
Yes, that's exactly what we hope. And in this... yes, to talking as well with the company who's going to make our, like we in Hexagon are purple. So if you watch, which I hope you all do, our tournament either live or on TV, you'll see that you have the purple, how you call it, tartan here? No.
How do you
floor?
Call? Yeah, the floor. Yeah, the mat. Or
the mat. Yeah, I think it has a specific
carpet
name, but yeah. And our idea was exactly to say what we were talking, like how good would it be like if we want to roll out as well hexagon clubs, so that you can then play in this purple courts, to say so, knowing that you're competing for, at the end, being able to play at the Hexagon Cup, feel like a pro, this kind of thing. So exactly what you were saying.
Yeah, you have also like very cool merch.
Well, merch is key, no? Everyone likes merch.
Everybody likes it, yeah. Because I wish I could buy like the team t-shirts and all that, and the only one I find is the Hexagon one, like the brand, like the team, Hexagon team. The other are like difficult to find yet. So I think there's a business opportunity there.
No, definitely. No, but it like our teams have the ability to have their own sponsors.
Okay.
So our apparel is Babolat, for example, but you had like here Crew, as an example, had Polaire, this super different brand as one, or like they were twin caps. So, but it's true that for next year, definitely, now that the teams start, as you say, because every team has a name, has a logo, but that they start having fans of them, we're going to definitely have a line of merch for everyone to have.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something that at this moment of the competition and the paddle development, I think is important, and is you are the only ones that have a partnership with both Premier and FIP. How do you get it, and how does work for your competition? Why is that important? Because you're not giving, let's say, official points at all.
Currently, no. So we just entered into this agreement, which, as you said, it's we're very happy about that. Yesterday we had a panel session at RacquetX together with them, and as we said, like they were saying, we share the same values. Definitely the same targets. We make sure. We want to grow Padel. We want to grow Padel in a sustainable manner and globally, and make it an Olympic sport. So once you have the same targets, I think it's very easy to be able to align. Definitely, we all understand that the key of the sport are the players. We always, when in our tournament, have that absolute clear as well, and try to have the best physios, but everything for them, and yeah. So, but it's definitely from a calendar point of view, for us, it's key, and to make sure that this day that we have, beginning of February, end of Jan, that currently is in Madrid. That's as you said, you call it a little appetizer before the season starts. And then moving forward, now we're already talking about the Intercontinental Cup.
Wow.
Which is gonna be Europe against Americas, defining the format, and it's gonna be this year before summer.
Wow. So
Europe
before
starts,
summer, so it's close.
Before summer, exactly. Oof. And lots of projects and
but it's gonna be where? Do we know it already?
We're close to being able to start saying
it.
It starts with Europe.
Okay.
But yeah.
But Europe that feels Europe, or Europe that did a Brexit and they don't feel like Europe?
European continent.
Okay. Because when they say the continent is isolated, like, no, you are the ones that are isolated, guys.
Well, I live in London. I cannot talk about that.
I can make jokes. I remember these days with Trump, they were saying like the Gulf of the Americas, or the name. And I was like, well, they have the British Channel, for us Canal de la Mancha. It's like the same situation.
Same.
I wish the only problem was just the naming of things. That would be perfect.
No, exactly.
It's a happy problem. And you have 8 teams.
Yes.
Are we gonna see more teams? Is part of the plan, or is just numerous clauses and is something that's not gonna change?
It's part of the plan. We do definitely never more than 12. Okay. But we said we currently have like a Spanish team with Nadal, the English team with Marwin, with Anthony Joshua, the boxer. Then we have here from Miami and LA, Puerto Rico. So definitely looking now into be it India, be it Middle East,
like maybe an Asian team, right? That Padel is growing in Asia.
Exactly. So we're talking with lots of interesting people right now.
You need a Hello Kitty team. I love Hello Kitty.
You like
we
Hello
have to
Kitty?
make. I love it.
Can see it on your.
Yeah, no. It was the 50th anniversary last year, and I bought a lot of things.
No, that's good. But we're currently seeing if it makes sense to keep it one more year in 8 teams and then grow it. But yes, there are going to be coming more teams. We're talking with potential partners already for that. But yeah, depends on how we leave the format. So yeah, it's coming.
Business-wise, I would like to talk a little bit about the founding team, because I come from the startup world, and always they invite you on building like teams with different people that come from different backgrounds. And I think the Hexagon Cup is a little bit like that, like former players, also club owners, people that have experience in esports, in finance, in business. So can you talk a little bit about who are the key stakeholders, the founders of this idea? Because it's a typical thing that when you talk to people, everybody has ideas, like, but then go and execute and make it work, make it happen. And 2 years later, oh no, it was obvious. Yeah, but someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it. No, definitely. And what you just said, Hexagon, like the first edition was January 2014, 2024, like, and the company actually started 4 months before that. Okay, so which is, as you're saying, impressive timing to be able to do an event like that. So the founders...
It was the MVP, no? The minimal viable product. They could do.
Exactly, yes. So it's as we were saying, from Enrique Buenaventura is the one who came up with idea and started moving it. He's part of the businessman that have done Formula E, Extreme E, and what I said at the beginning with Alejandro Rack, and like these are so we always see it a little bit like it's as well the London-based people, business, other sports, and so on, bringing the idea, and then as big paddle lovers, clearly you cannot start a model like that or a business like that without having, as you were saying, the part of the other founders, which are coming all from the paddle world, which, as you said, we had Carlos Almazán as former championship or world player, whatever you say,
like pioneer, paddle
exactly,
pioneer.
With José Calvo Sotelo, Richie de la Sera, so key people from the paddle ecosystem in Spain. Because they always ask us a little bit like, do you play by the rules, or is it? Are you innovating in the sport? And it's like, no,
we're not following the guidelines.
We're absolutely following the guidelines. It's true that we have Golden Point, but absolutely, I think there's no one with deeper roots in paddle. That is our three founders from the paddle world. But then, you need the business model. You need the business people, which with Enrique and that team. And I think this mix, sometimes they say you're a bridge between the new paddle and the old paddle as Hexagon. I've never liked this new and old paddle. Okay?
Me neither. It's true, I don't think there's a new and old.
But yeah, definitely I think we have a part of everything, and that's what has made this a big success.
Yeah, to me it's more like building together than thinking the old or new, like where's the barrier, where's the frontier.
I know,
like,
I agree.
Better together, there's a lot to do, but I feel like you have a very deep respect for paddle legacy, right? Having Juan Martin, having Vela, like the people that build this and take the game where is it now, they are represented and involved in that, and also like the people that know, but also taking it to another stage. I feel like there's an inspiration in esports. I love tech, so I feel there's a lot of that, but keeping pure paddle without touching it, but making it like bright, polishing it to make it look even better on TV or on any screen.
Yeah. Well, to make it look on TV, or it's beautiful on TV, definitely. Okay, that's we try it, but yeah. So for us, I think I like the way you're saying, and like to have the real legends of paddle as well as players, which are a part of our now can be franchise players or can be as well coaches of the teams, and we definitely want them to be involved and continue being involved in the Hexagon family. But then for us it's key this next generation, that is the third leg of our teams, and we are now as well developing concepts like one that we want to have an Hexagon Cup in the following months, but based on content creators mixed with this next generation players. So not yet. That's ¿cómo se
An
dice? That it was
idea.
confidential.
Yeah.
It's an idea, but it's we want to make it happen. So to make sure the same that way you have different content creators entering, which are going to be in contact then with as well potentially the younger or people who are not so much yet involved in Padel.
Yeah.
And if you see how they play, these next gen players,
Wow.
the 16, 15 or 19 doesn't matter, but like it's amazing. So it's going to be very, very, very high Padel level, but giving this a little bit of a twist, definitely.
Yeah, and I think for young players, it's also good because it gives them a lot of exposure, high quality exposure. So people get to know Ustero and Alonso very quick. Now they are superstars, but last year it wasn't like that. And I think this is also helping to develop new talent. And in new geographies, it's going to help them too to have that exposure.
A lot. We were lucky enough to partner with IMG, who gave a scholarship to the pair who won the next generation tournament at Hexagon, which I thought it was amazing because it's like where they learn about how to like commercially how to sell them and like a little bit as well the business side of the sponsorship. Yeah. And I think giving that as a present for like a 17-year-old girl, 16-year-old as it were, that's amazing. So that was a great thanks to them again for that. That was great.
That's great. Helping people and making them better is important. So my last question before we go to see the finals today. Yes. Let's see what happens.
Nervous?
The first Miami P1. It's important. I want to ask you something that is a typical question in venture capital, which is what keeps you up at night? I mean, what are the things that worry you a little bit that keeps you like thinking about it right now?
Well, we have a lot of things to do right now, and I think that's good, but that keeps you up at night. So it's booming. It's new. We have as we're talking, we have so many different things that's going to happen short term. That super excited about this potential new dates in the calendar that we're going to have from next year and the following onwards. Where do you want to then bring it? Where do we want to bring it? Do we want to bring the Hexagon Cup to the US? Should it be to the Middle East? Like, how are we going to roll out our amateur league? With what's going to be our model, for example, to open Hexagon clubs? Do we want to own them? Do we want to partner with someone? So lots of moving pieces, but I think it's a good excitement. So it definitely doesn't make you sleep very well, but in a good way. So that's good nervousness, no?
That, like, let's see, expecting that everything goes smooth, and if not, you're gonna make it happen.
But being part of this boom and knowing that you can make an impact in the sport and in the industry, that's amazing. And I think
so.
Us in Hexagon, I'm very lucky to be able to be part of that. So,
okay, thank you.
No, thank you.
And hope we'll hear from you before the big competition between the
100%.
two continents.
Which you all need to come, by the way.
Yeah, we will be there for sure. Thank you, Astrid.
No, thank
My
you,
pleasure.
Rosa. Thank you very much.